here.
All right, we are live, everybody. I want to welcome everybody this wonderful Sunday, October 5th, 2025, to the OUFlagGuy's Postgame show, where we recap the final non-conference game of the year of OU putting up 44 points against Kent State yesterday, as well as discuss everything college football related that happened yesterday, because boy, do we have a lot to recap. So I want to thank Sean, Swiggy, and Gavin for joining us on this wonderful Sunday evening as we also enter the Red River Rivalry Week 2025. Start with you, Sean. Sean, how are you doing, buddy? How are you doing from post-game Kent State yesterday?
Why didn't both coaches agree to a running clock in the fourth quarter? I was a little disappointed by that.
Because this is how long until Kent State gets to visit Norman again.
Whatever. No, they didn't start. They didn't play their starting quarterback, Josh. They didn't care about that game either. Like nobody really cared about that game except Isaiah Satania. So
this is true.
But
this is true. Which I didn't even find out that they didn't even have their starting quarterback until well after the game. For injuries, like, okay, I guess that's why. That's the reason. So,
yeah.
Swiggy, how are you doing tonight?
Been on MLB playoffs for the entire week. So, what is the sport called football? I don't understand it.
No, you don't get to use that because it's rivalry week. You don't get to use that. Golden Hat supersedes baseball this week, just to let you know. Gavin, how are you doing tonight, buddy? How's everything this weekend?
Anyway.
We got a rivalry game this week?
We do. They have, as Sean would say, they have some of our stolen merchandise that they have to rightfully bring back to us this week. They've been holding it for us for the past week.
It's not merchandise. It's a precious. It's Arthur Morgan's hat that he wore in Red Dead Redemption 2. It's real. And we made it gold.
For very obvious reasons. But yes, there is a rivalry week, Gavin. But how are you doing, buddy? How's everything been?
That'd be a great idea. A mod for the golden hat in Red Dead Redemption 2 where you can wear it.
That would be fun.
Well, to answer your question, Josh, things are going all right. I'm just going to say I'm just ready to cook up some Bevo burgers, at this point. That's all I care about.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that, Gavin. We'll get to that because we first got to recap Kent State, which surprisingly, we actually have a lot to talk about for Kent State going into OU Texas this week. So I do want to focus on that because I also want to, jump on the pile and everybody get in here to rag on Texas. But first, we do got to talk about Kent State. So hopping right into that, let's just jump right in. OU beats Kent State yesterday, 44-0, completely skunks them. Last non-conference game of the year at this point, giving them that extra week of rest, that extra week of reps for Michael Hawkins going into OU Texas this week. Pretty much, I would say the game yesterday went, depending on what topic you want to talk about for it, it went business as usual. OU, I would say OU didn't care about this game. Kent State didn't care about this game. They played this because we're going to pay you a lot of money to lose. All right, whatever. That said, we did have a couple things that happened from the game. I know a lot of people were, to get it out of the way from it at the very beginning, I know a lot of people were worried about Lewis. Word on the street is, talking with some individuals that I personally know, he's fine. I believe he was held for observation just overnight, just to make sure everything was okay. It was very standard protocol for concussion protocol. I spoke with some individuals that said, if you're trying to wonder how hard he hit the wall,
you could hear it on TV. It was insane.
You hear it on TV.
It was like a car crash
that they still cannot get off after the wall. But the big question is, why is there not padding there? My understanding was because they've never had a situation like that happen where they needed to justify to spend for that.
Well, they know now.
Correct. Whether you blame the administration or not for that, I understand that in the sense of if it's never happened, you don't really think about it. You think more on the sidelines. You think more about the collisions and stuff there. That's, I guess, how they've taken it. And I bet you money bet probably by our next home game against Ole Miss, some donor's going to pony up some money, and they'll already be there at this point.
Why does a
How
donor
they'll
need
make
to do
that
it? You should
work,
have money for that stuff already. It should be ready.
Yeah.
It should be ready by the time we play Ole Miss. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it should be. We have 2 weeks for that, and again, or 3 weeks for that. Like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I know you guys might going to be disagree with this, but part of that, with Lewis and everything, I have to put part of the blame on with Hawkins though too.
No,
I'm shutting that
fuck
down
that.
now, Gavin.
Fuck
There's
that. I'm
no
not
blame
because
on
I heard that
it,
shit from
Gavin.
all due respect. I heard that shit from idiots on my live stream today. I'm like, fuck those people. I'm not blaming Mike Hawkins for what happened to Keontez Lewis. Fuck that shit. I'm squashing that right now.
I
All
am
due
too,
respect.
because it's not like
Life is
It's not gonna
unsafe. Life is unsafe.
life is unsafe. That's the game.
Football.
Let the ball
football's
go. If it has to fall on a
unsafe.
player,
It's-
it was overthrown. Let it go. But even then, that's such a weak thing for it. So I'm not jumping on you, Gavin, for it. Don't take it that way. But none of that's on Michael Hawkins. Michael Hawkins did what he was supposed to.
Like
Stuff happens.
The typical morons you see on Scoop and shit who already have it out for Mike Hawkins because he's not good enough in their minds or whatever. And we can talk about how good Mike Hawkins is, but just
Sure, and that was going to be a question I
It
was
was
going to ask y'all.
it was
anyway,
a freak accident, and to blame Mike
Yeah.
Hawkins Jr. is just
I didn't
There
say
were
all.
words-
I didn't say all. Okay, I didn't say
I'm not
all.
well.
Yeah,
I'm not
again,
blaming
Gavin,
him,
we're not
period.
jumping on you for
No,
that.
I
one.
know. I
Hawkins
was
has
just-
no fault in that. That's a stuff happens. It's just like with the admin. Like, why didn't they have this stuff out? It's just never happened. It's never been a thought that's crossed them because there is plenty of space from the end zone to the wall. I don't even blame the admins. Like, it happens, guys. We know better now. Let's get it taken care of. If it's for an aesthetic reason, sure, that's a dumb reason not have it. But regardless,
Okay.
again, they said based on though. He was walking around, he was responding, he was able to move extremities and everything like that. Lewis should be fine. Now, is he going to be playing this week?
No, he ain't playing.
That is all up in the air. That is up to the coaches. I have no info on
Not
that.
a
I would
chance
err
he
with
plays.
he's not gonna play. So I wanted to get that out of the way because I know that's a hot topic for that. But just to say, like, I'm glad he's okay. Football comes second to that person's health. And yeah, that's what happened. So, but to talk about the game specifically, starting with the defense took care of business. I'm very happy with where the defense is right now. Even I can say that I was wrong and that I thought Brent still needed another defensive coordinator so he could focus on the game. But it seems like the defense just keeps getting better and better every week at this point. They were almost so close to getting another safety this week. They were very, very close. If one of the Kent State players did not gain like half a yard, they probably would have gotten a safety at that point. But unless y'all have something about the defense at that point, I do want to focus on the offense because Sean and Gavin, you both brought it up. I do kind of want to talk about each thing because I do think we have some, I don't want to say issues, but there are some red flags going into OU Texas.
Mhm.
So the first week, like the first thing I would say is like I watched it in person. I don't know where I'm at with Michael Hawkins because I thought Arbuckle would have done a lot more with him, and maybe they had a conservative game plan, which is why Hawk just didn't really show up. I don't know. I don't like how he throws at all. I don't like how he reads the field, and he definitely holds on the ball way too long. Even against Kent State, I got a little concerned at that point. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I feel a little uneasy if Hawk is the starter going into Dallas Saturday, regardless of that's all we have for it.
I'm
Sean,
not
how do you feel about Hawk?
I'm not.
Or Gavin, either or.
Okay, I'm not. Here's the thing. I have to take everything into account in that game. Everything.
Sure.
So, the first half, Mike Hawkins was fine. The second half, it was a little bit of a shit show, and everyone wanted to get the fuck out of that game. Everybody.
Correct.
Like
I can tell you the student section died by halftime.
Yeah, like fucking Neubauer wanted to get out of that game. Okay, he wanted to be done, and it's like I get to play. It's like I want to get out of this game too. So, I won my bid. Thank you. I won my auction. So anyway,
Nice, congrats.
Nice.
And it's an elevated price, but it's a decent one. So like is Hawkins, if you're going to be a sidearm thrower, especially like with tier, like you got to be consistent. But listen, Hawkins had some really good throws in the first half, so I'm not going to pretend he didn't. He can run with the football. He had a really good read option that he got like 20 plus yards on. So my concern was just the right side of the O-line like had a shitty day, and we have this bad habit of playing down to our competition. Now, the good news is we don't have that problem anymore for the rest of the year. There is no more playing down to anybody unless you're just that egotistical or pig-headed to think anybody is not on your level the rest of the way, including this Saturday. So it's just the fact that I'm hoping that shit show is over where they're just like, because it happened at Temple, it happened with Illinois State, and it happened here. I wish I had an answer for it, but it is what it is right now. So, I
agree with you. I don't even think shit show would be a strong enough word for the right side. They were bad. Like that. I'm not going to even go as far as historically bad.
Oh, no, Simmons was awful. And Febeci once again had one of his regular stinkers that he has it from time to time. And
like I said, if it was against another opponent, sure, but how much? It was just bad, even against Kent State. Like, I'm trying my best, but it was bad. And that's, to me, that's a Brent pull them aside. They need to start running laps, or however you fix that. They can't be having that mentality though.
That the whole mentality of that game from everybody was just to get in and get out. They did like this is why these games need to go by the wayside. Like, they need to go away. Like, yeah. I don't want to, like, I'm looking forward to the days when Kent State is no longer on the schedule. It should, because they shouldn't be. Illinois State should be on the schedule. All these games, like Temple, should not be on the schedule anymore. I'm sorry, but like maybe I'll give you one in the first month of the year, one, but nobody wants to pay more. Like there's a reason. This is the game that like there's a reason these games are super cheap. These are the season ticket holders give to their employees, friends of family, neighbors. You want to go to an
emergency preparedness day?
Yeah, they don't want to go sit in the sun in the middle of the afternoon and watch this shit. They just don't. So, but my whole deal with the offense.
Just to add one thing to your thing, what these games are to get people to fall in love with the team that aren't like a player or something, or like they're 10, 11, 12 years old. That's what these games are for.
You can do that on television. So,
but in person's a little different, man. It really is.
Sure. But it's, I am, the thing I took away overall is that I think Torrey Blaylock's be able to run the ball. Like if they would have gave Torrey Blaylock the ball 20 times, he would have had an amazing day, but they just didn't do that. They're not gonna. This is the part where I preface it. It's Kent State, but Jaden Ott actually did a couple of things nice with the football for the first time all year, and that's a great sign for Oklahoma. I'm not expecting him at this point to be the superstar we were hyping him up to be in the offseason, but if you could be anything close to what Torrey Blaylock is doing, what he as another one of those, like, it's really going to help the running game. Really, really, really going to help the running game. And I think he's going to be part of the game plan going forward. And I know people are asking, well, where is Xavier Robinson and Taylor Tatum? Those guys are still banged up. They're not. It's not like they're being held out because they want to. They're just banged up. They're dealing with hammies and foot things or whatever. It's annoying. It's annoying for all of us. So the running back room is a little jacked up right now. So again, offensively, let's just get the cat out of the bag right now.
Sure.
Mateer's fucking playing this week. Let's just stop pretending he's not. I'm sorry, but like, unless there is a reported setback, unless someone reports there's a setback and it's like, oh, I saw something in practice where he couldn't do he's fucking playing, guys.
I think I'm still at he's Schrodinger's quarterback.
He's fucking playing.
I just don't know.
He's fucking playing. I'm sick of acting like, well, he's there. If like he need, like, it will take he's gonna be number 30 in the Royal Rumble. He's gonna come out and be the shocking entrant and win the whole damn thing. You know, like that's just what it feels like. That's what feels like it's gonna happen. So I'm not expecting him to have like a Heisman level performance or anything, but it's like I'm like, well, we're gonna break down Mike Hawkins, and it's like we're gonna play the game all week, and he's gonna be a game time decision. And if he can, everything, there's not been one thing I've heard from people who would know or would intimate that he can't go. If that dude can't grip the football, he ain't playing. And you can say if John Mateer's full of shit, then he's full of shit. But I'm telling you, man, it's like that dude was carrying around his helmet in his right hand, not with his thumb, mind you, but that dude was very liberal putting stuff in his right hand on Saturday, just like running around on the field. He wasn't like, oh, I better be careful and not pick things up just in case. He was pretty comfortable, like picking stuff up with his fingers and stuff. Obviously, his thumb was still protected and everything. He was smart about it. The dude dressed out, for fuck's sake. He dressed out. If he was in street clothes looking sad, I would agree with you. I'd be like, I don't know if he's gonna play. He's fucking playing. So
I will go as far as say that he is trying everything in his power to be there, and it will be literally up to kickoff if we know or not. I'm not ready to jump.
Well, of course it is, because they're not going to say. They're not going to tilt. They're going to tilt their hand. They're not going to show. Mine
is more of. I don't want to set myself up for disappointment.
I'll set myself up for disappointment. Josh, I've been doing this since like 2008. I've been disappointed for a long time.
That's
it. Won't be the first. It won't be the last.
Yeah.
So
the man is a Cowboys fan. I mean,
hey, we beat we played the equivalent of Kent State in the NFL today. The Jets. Okay.
And the owner even flipped off the Jets today.
The goddamn Jets.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, but can they do it 2 in a row, Sean? That's the question. Can they go?
Yes, they can actually, because they play the Panthers next week.
That's true.
They suck ass.
That's true.
Seriously, where's the Cowboys? Seriously, why isn't it?
Here's what's going to happen. The Cowboys won today. They're going to beat the horrible Panthers next week, and they're going to give me false hope again. So fuck the Cowboys ahead of time for giving me false hope.
Goddamn, I have the Steelers next week. Why does NFL schedule makers hate me? Well, the Browns suck. The Browns suck anyway. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, Kent State was what? I mean, Kent State was what Kent State was. It's
didn't even play their starting quarterback.
Yeah,
why are we playing these games?
Well,
I will say if there was one thing
TV
that
money
was impressive,
because of TV.
It wasn't even TV money.
TV money for who?
It was
for
TV money.
Kent State.
It's on SEC Network.
Kent State ain't getting no TV money.
They get $1.5 million to play us. They got a little bit of money.
Gotta fill out the schedule. That's it. But,
I will say one thing that hasn't
we
been
held out
mentioned.
Jaden Jackson and Dominic Williams because they had minor bumps and bruises. Like, guys, you good? Don't play.
Mm-hmm.
They dressed out too.
Right.
They could have played if they could have played if they really wanted to, but nah. We're gonna have you guys supercharged for Saturday.
Well, if there was one thing I was even happy about, we finally got a turnover. Thank goodness. Ugh, thank goodness.
Got a little greedy with that shit.
Which is funny. I think the stat, Gavin, were you the one that sent it to me earlier? It may have not been, but like the last time this happened was like Grayson Holton was the one who caused it before, and then guess what happened? Grayson Holton.
Yeah,
finally.
Like we got 2 turnovers finally forced and everything in the game, and I was like, thank goodness we finally were able to get a takeaway, on defense. I was like, it was like that was my only thing. I know it was Kent State and everything else though too, but it was like even though our defenses was good, it was like I just wanted to at least have something in that stat column at least.
I'm so happy it was a thick 6 too. Big fat guy tutty touchdowns. Those were the best. Those are the best.
Nah, he didn't. It was a scoop and score. That's what it was.
Right. It was a fat guy tutty.
It was a defensive lineman.
You said thick 6. That would imply that he caught.
That
would imply that he caught it.
That's fair. I'm thinking just more a straight touchdown. But Gavin, I will add in one thing too. In addition to turnover, we have such a great kicking game. I'm so thrilled with our kickers. Like that 55, I think it was 55-yard field
It
goal.
was 52.
Amazing.
Yeah.
52, 50+ yard field goal was great. The punting game is fantastic. Is this what it's like to have nice kicking? I love it.
Well,
Like, I'm glad that we are actually competent in special teams.
Once again, it's like I will state my regular thought process. If you have to talk about your kicking game, usually your team sucks, but this is not the case here for Oklahoma. So it's this is why you should feel comfortable on Saturday a little bit, because now, okay, I'll circle back to the Mike Hawkins thing a little bit.
Sure.
Let's say Mike Hawkins plays.
Sure.
He has to play. Last year, me specifically, because I'm not going to say everyone else, I was like, defense, I need you to win games for us. I didn't say that every time. I was like, can you guys like maybe be super awesome all the time? And which Texas learned the hard way, because they thought they had a championship level defense, and they have talented players on all three levels. The problem is that what we also learned the hard way, that your defense can't do it all the time.
Correct.
However, one game, you can do it for one.
Yeah.
And you could definitely do it this week against that offensive line. So I don't need Mike Hawkins to be Baker. I need Mike Hawkins to be efficient. I need Mike Hawkins to run the football. I need him to convert on third down. I need him to make smart decisions. If he has to punt, don't worry. Grayson, our buddy Grayson here, is going to coffin corner some bitches. So just and put the defense in a good spot to make a play.
Sure.
I want to see if for a third year in a row, does Texas open with their first possession with another turnover? Because 2 years in a row, their first possession, we forced a turnover. Now, 1 year went better than the other, but Gentry Williams with the pick on Quinn Ewers, and Billy Bowman with a diving pick deep in their own territory. We didn't really do much with it, unfortunately, but back-to-back
last
years.
year they actually punted. They actually punted, I think, in their opening possession.
We had a 3-and-out in 22. I know we had a 3-and-out in 22.
I thought we basically.
The point is, the defense starts off hot for Oklahoma the last 3 years under Brent.
Correct.
Now, again, doesn't mean they can carry the game, but in this instance, I think they can if they have to. They are that good. And if Florida can do what they did, because Florida, all due respect, doesn't have the depth or the experience that we have on our front. So,
correct.
I look forward to seeing what's going to happen when Arch has to go up against those boys.
Well, and what you said about Hawkins, that's why I'm also kind of, and it's wishy-washy of me, and I admit that, where it's Kent State. Like, how much is it like he could be lazy, literally roll out of bed and play against Kent State and still throw up like 20, 30 points? How much are we seeing, and how much of the kitchen sink is about to be thrown at Texas if Hawkins is the one for it? I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a hindsight 2020. Like,
they didn't
do it in Kent State, or we're going to see it Texas, how like it's what you said, efficient.
Well, yeah, they didn't everyone's like bitching about the offense or what, we didn't put up like X amount of yards. It's like, I don't give a shit about putting up 500 yards on Kansas. Well, Florida State put up 500. I don't care what Florida State did. Florida State's barely ranked.
How many losses does Florida State have now?
They have 2, and they got beat by arguably the best team in the country right now.
I mean, but that's the point. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like I don't care about putting up 60 on Kent State. Like you know what? If third or second, third string are doing it, fine, whatever. But I just don't care, because we have to get ready for Texas. I mean, I think it was R. Mason Thomas yesterday who said, "Oh, Texas lost. Well, they're gonna give us everything they got now." I'm thinking which they're gonna do anyway. But
yeah.
Kyle here makes a good point. It's like, how are we supposed to put a
Yeah.
bunch of yards when Isaiah Satania is like giving us like field position starting at inside the 30-yard line? Of Kent
Yeah.
State.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Good point.
That is.
He had like
that
3
is.
punt returns like that easily gone for touchdowns, and it's like,
Oh, 100%. And
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna break on.
160 something yards passing.
Yeah, like again, that's why I said like how much stock in some of it. Sure, I do feel it is valid to say Hawkins did look rusty, and I do think it is valid to say like some of
he
his
looked
throwing
rusty.
motion is concerning, and I agree with that. I think Hawkins. I don't like how he throws. I don't like how he plants his feet, and I don't like how he holds on to the ball way too long.
You don't like him because he's black.
No, that is not true.
Oh, easy there, Sean.
Calm it down there, Ghost Stories. But no, it's at the same time, it's Kent State. Like
I quoted something. It's okay. I'm not.
Yeah,
calling
he
Josh
did.
racist.
Okay.
No, he quoted something. I know exactly what you're. Anyway, that's why I threw the Ghost Stories in there. But I don't know where I'm at with Hawkins at that point for it. But again, it's so vanilla. Like there's no reason to bitch. They scored 44 points. But then again, I guess we are failures because we didn't cover the spread. We suck. People are right. We didn't cover that 45-point spread.
What the fuck was the spread for that game anyway? What sickos betting on fucking
45
I
and a
thought it was
half.
42. I thought it was 42
No.
at one point.
No, it's all. I think it was opened at 44. I think.
fucking sickos betting on an OU Kent State fucking spread? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Let's
God.
see. I was trying to see really fast where I'll find it and I'll circle back around to it. But I do have one more question, then we'll move on to kind of the more college football stuff from the past weekend and stuff.
Yeah, we know what we're talking
people,
about here.
people are chomping at the bits for it. I just know they are.
Sean, what's your opinion on that team in Austin?
No. My only question is for it, how did you feel with Ott? You kind of briefly covered it. How do you feel right now? Like, do you think it's been injuries that have been lingering and that's why he hasn't been on the field?
I don't.
How do you like his use? How do you like his use yesterday?
Zoink scoop, it's a mystery. I fuck if I know. With Jay not, but like, listen,
Yeah.
anything that motherfucker does is a bonus. I look
Sure.
at anything positive he does as a bonus the rest of the year. I gave up on him a couple weeks ago.
I did too.
I went on Chris's deal that he does. The horns down deal, and I basically just popped and said, just like, if you're waiting for Jay not to do something, like, you'll be waiting a long time. Just like let it go. I think it's over. And like,
I said it here.
Yeah, if he had a whatever it is, a come to Jesus moment, it's like, I better play hard now and earn my check. If it's starting to like work, listen, if Jay Knott goes out on Saturday and runs for $150 and 3 scores, like I'll be doing something very inappropriate in front of my computer screen behind closed doors for the next 3 hours afterwards. But
And then you're going to make a public apology.
no, because I'm not going to record it. I know when that blue light is on. Jeez.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about it. I was wrong, man. Like I gave up on you.
No, he should apologize to us. It's like, where the fuck have you been?
I think if he has a good solid out, I really think it could.
You're making Nagy look bad. He talked you up, and it was like his first big acquisition in the portal when he got here. It's like, come on, bro, what's up?
Yeah.
You're making our boy look bad. So, yes, Tatum is hurt, and X-Rob is hurt.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah, they're still hurt. Yeah.
They have nagging foot and hammies, so respectively. So,
but Torrey, I think it's clear he's still running back one until Ott has breakout games and stuff like that. It's pretty obvious for them.
They're both good. Like, you want to have 2 running backs you can count on. Like, the best
Absolutely.
OU offenses ever have had 2 running baks you could count on. It wasn't always one superstar. Like, you've always had the duos. You had AD and Keywan, and you had DeMarco and Chris Brown and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's just, if you're depending on one running back, because like there was years ago, there was a one year where it was just Kennedy Brooks, and we pray to God other guys would get healthy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and
that was in 21.
That was 21.
I would kill for a Kennedy Brooks on this roster right now. Jeez, I would kill.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, that's a kind of a good segue of speaking of Kennedy Brooks, and as we reminisce on old OU Texas stories, we do need to talk about that team in Austin, because the thing happened yesterday. We do.
Yeah.
We
What-
do.
what is-
we
because-
do.
what else is there to talk about?
Well, first, Swiggy. Say the thing, Swiggy. We discussed it earlier. You know what we discussed.
I mean,
I'm cashing in a receipt. Say the thing, Swiggy.
you know, Arch is, Texas. Is Texas back, or is Quinn Ewers just keeping things warm for a couple of years for them?
Could be both. Could
Right.
be both. But I mean,
Okay.
Arch, Swiggy. That's not how you say Josh. You were right, but I'll take
Josh,
it.
you were right, but
Thank you.
Yeah, I knew you were. Yeah, I acknowledge you
Okay.
were right. The Florida stuff, the Florida.
That's just me
the Florida-
poking fun. That's just me
do you-
poking
The
fun.
do you
Florida
want me to
stuff I
rant?
saw coming from a mile away. I mean,
Well, sure, and that's I mean-
especially after Arch looked bad against you. Like it's like I'm going. Like,
Bixby
I know I'm
High
going,
School looked
I know.
better.
I know
Okay,
I'm going,
maybe not.
I know,
But
I know I'm going into ancient history here since this is more than a week old. But goddamn, Arch just stunting on that Sam Houston State player just proved to he's not built for this. He is not.
No,
built
he's
for
not.
it.
no, and that's where I was circling around to. Couple before the season, we said it here, Sean. I said it on your live stream. Chris said it. Like there was a great chance that Florida could have beaten Texas,
Okay.
and it was because
Chris,
Arch.
all due respect to Chris, I love Chris, and if he hears this, I don't care.
Sure.
And I did publicly on Twitter owe him an apology, but Chris is a fucking homer. He was never picking Texas to win that game.
fair, fair. But
he was
fair.
never picking Texas to beat Florida. He picked
Sure,
Florida.
sure.
His podcast is named the Horns Down Podcast. So if Chris will pick Texas, Chris will find a reason for Texas to lose any game. So
Fair. But
anyway, but
the reason real
I
fast,
sat here and I was just like, look, you could script a win for Florida or Texas very easily. Like I would believe either one because both are walked into that game with the walking wounded and on some levels and didn't know what to do with themselves. But it turns out Florida did with Dallas Wilson with what I hope Giovanni Gibson does on Saturday.
Yeah.
I really hope Giovanni Gibson pulls a Dallas Wilson. It's like, where the fuck he
Yeah.
come from?
Yeah, and John, and you said when we had the preseason live stream and said it before of, okay, if you think Florida could beat Texas, give me a legitimate reason. Give me something I can work with, not a piss poor like this is my opinion. And I said then I don't trust Arch on the road because I don't like what his performance was against Ohio State. And I said I really don't think Billy Napier. This was more to Andrew, but I don't think Billy Napier really wants to get fired. I think he's still going to get fired.
He's
at the end
getting
of the
fired.
season.
He's
Here's the
getting
thing.
fired.
I don't
need
think he
to-
wants to end on a bad note like that.
I
He's
need to
coaching as well. But go ahead. But that was my reasoning.
I need to talk here because I have consumed so much college football media in the past 24 hours, reactions, response, all these things. And I'm not talking about the fanboys or whatever. I'm talking about like the professional AP guys, the Bruce Feldmans of the world. And Staples and all these guys. It just never ceases to amaze me when guys who have done this for a long time, like the elder statesmen of the CFB media, they fell for it again with Texas. And I'm not saying this just to be an OU fanboy. What I'm saying is there was no concrete proof to show that, hey, they're going to do this 3 years in a row. Listen, if Quinn came back, Golden came back, that O-line came back, even with their short yardage issues, if they came back with that defense, yeah, preseason number one, they based it all on the myth that was Arch Manning. I've been saying for 3 fucking years.
I want you to say it louder because you have been.
I've been saying for 3 fucking years. please show me some receipts to prove that this kid is the second coming. I'm waiting. Don't show me his garbage high school tape that doesn't show you anything. Don't tell me about his last name or he's built different. He's built like his dad he's built like his granddad, the athlete, but he's trained by his uncles. And it's like, don't tell me about his last name. Don't tell me he's the greatest recruit ever. Don't tell me he's going to win the Heisman. Don't tell me he's the number 1 draft pick next year if he decides to come out. Can he win some fucking games first? Can he start a fucking game?
Yeah.
Can he please do something that you can point to and say, that's why he's going to do this? Don't show me some situational moments where he ran the ball for a first down.
Yeah.
He walked into that Georgia game. That was his Caleb Williams moment, Josh.
Yeah.
Last year was his Caleb Williams moment. Oh, Quinn is hurt again because Arch took over. He played fairly well in the garbage games last year when he had a better team around him. And then I got the Nash Talks Texas of the world in the offseason. Oh, people have said he hasn't played against the SEC. And he shows the goddamn pass against Mississippi State like they were worth a shit last year. I think they lost 11 games.
Yeah.
But the funny part was it was a touchdown pass at the end of the first half that Texas was tied with Mississippi State. They couldn't pull away till the second half.
Correct.
So I am just I'm just there were grown men who knew better. And they still glazed this kid for clicks.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do. I know what it's like to try to get clicks. I do it for myself. Everybody tries to do it. But this shit needs to stop. And last week was the worst of it because Joel Klatt still had those motherfuckers in his top 4 when he knew they were fraudulent. And it's more than Arch. Everything about that goddamn program is fraudulent.
100%.
And I'm sick and tired of them getting the benefit of the doubt because of their goddamn logo. I don't want to see anything about this
like
program so they actually can they get to the Natty? Oh, they went to the semis last year. They were gift wrapped. They were also gift wrapped a perfect seed to get into that game. They gave you a shitty Clemson team at home, and they gave you Arizona State that you were one play away from fucking that up too.
Yeah.
And then you play Ohio State, who, like, I don't care what the score was, they beat your brains in. And when you were 1 yard away from sending that thing to OT, Ohio State punched you in the mouth, kicked you in the balls, and took your girlfriend.
I mean,
that's what happened.
That's what happened. Yeah, well, it's Sean.
I gotta hear. No, I'm not even close to done. I gotta hear. I gotta hear Steven, and I respect the hell out of Steven, because unlike Nash, like he takes his fucking lumps like I do every week, win or lose. Nash don't even show up on camera after the Ohio State loss, apparently. So he at least takes his lumps, but I got to hear him before the season saying how, I want to win the SEC this year because, last year we didn't get respect because everyone talked about our schedule. Bitch, you got a light schedule. We were given 2 back-to-back years of the toughest fucking road to get to where we want to go. And last year we had to eat shit. And we had to eat plate after plate after plate. And guess what? We still might have to. We still might have to do that this year because the schedule's still a bitch. I don't care how up and down teams are. It's going to change every week. One week Alabama sucks. 1 week they're the greatest of all time. It's going to change every week because Bama and Missouri play at noon this week. So one of those is going to have a down day. Yeah. But I'm just this Texas and Penn State, someone sent up someone put up some Indian smoke signals to let me know when Penn State wins a big football game, all right? Especially if they're coached by James Franklin.
Well, hey, to be fair,
what?
James Franklin,
I'm not even close to be done.
1
I'm
second.
sorry.
Hey, James
Not
Franklin,
even
James
close.
Franklin proved to that he could lose a small football game too. So hats off to James. He
Not
did both
even
in 2 weeks.
close.
Go on.
So, anyway, I am just at the point right now where if I have to hear one more thing on Texas, one more, I'm going to Elvis my TV or become an axe murderer. I don't.
It is October. It is October.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be themed perfectly. I'm going to 100% agree with you, Sean, because all last week when Texas A&M, oh, well, they put out a better defensive showing than OU did. Are you nuts? Did we watch the same game? You're just being a homer. I'm like, bro, same thing, same person. He's my bud. He's a good person. But even I went, bro, how many times have I called you out on Texas homer stuff that you have been outright wrong on and had to been proven? Quentin Ewers cannot throw over 20 yards. That came to be true. Arch Manning, he's not that good. People have been saying this for 3 years now. And honestly, they even said, even if he's good, I don't know about that O-line this year. That O-line is very, very, very
The moment I heard issues about their O-line, I knew it was over. Because all I heard was, and this is like, I paid attention to the catches of the world and other people. Because, and like, when you pull the information of what everyone's hearing, here's what you didn't hear. Arch had an amazing practice, or an amazing scrimmage, I should say. Yeah. It's just,
it never happened.
Yeah.
And that's where it killed me, where same person, it's like, we got Nigerian scammed. No, guys, you didn't. People were telling you there was red flags for 3 years now. Well, Arch also had 3 years of game time or 2 years of game time experience. Guys, I don't give two shits when Arch gets on the field.
No, he has to start a game that matters. And when he finally started a game that mattered, he looked like
threw
shit.
Up. And everyone gave, to their credit, I will even give Texas to their credit, they gave him the benefit of the doubt because it was the first game of the season on the road. Fine. Fine.
They were number one. They were number one because of Arch and his publicist and his commercials he had, which are still, every time he fails and they cut to a commercial with him in it, is hilarious. It is so goddamn
salt in that wound.
It is so goddamn funny.
Yeah,
but I
guess his vision needs work after all.
Yeah, he needs some Enjoy Vision from sponsored by Sooner Scoop. But
good.
This, and here's the thing about that game in Gainesville. The sad part is that was Arch's best game. He actually put up he actually put up some decent numbers. He got over 250 something. Like he had his moments, but
he kept overshooting everybody.
But here's the thing: you told me, you being media people and hype men, that he was the greatest recruit ever. And even Ari Wasserman will repeat that. I'll give Ari Wasserman credit for one thing. He was an Arch hype man too, and a Texas hype man too. But whenever he talks about him in disappointing fashion, he says, I can't believe this is the greatest. He was hyped as the greatest recruit of all time. This is that. He at least says that because a lot of people like to pretend that didn't happen.
Right. He was like, I remember, Sean, it was a year ago, or like when he was recruit or something. I think we should make him like the 5-star plus because he's that.
Well, that's
amazing.
What Arch. That's a catch thing I make fun of. Anyone.
No, but there were people
anyone's
who were
a 5-star
that.
plus. I always do. Well, he's a plus, or he's a super duper 4-star. Because that's the thing Jeff Ketchum loves to do. But no, there was the guy who used to work at Rivals who he used to be one of the head, and then he got so much shit a year or two ago for coming out and saying, I've watched the film, he's a 3-star recruit. And they were like, what are you talking about? And even Craig McElroy, when he did his preseason quarterback rankings, he didn't even have Arch on it.
Yeah.
And they were like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And Greg is from the state of Texas too, where he knows.
Yeah, I think Greg's a little dork at times. Like he has his moments that where just where he's screaming at Jackson Arnold to throw it to Hail Mary to Coleman as Armason Thomas is devouring his soul in the end zone. But It's
But-
just.
I mean, Eddie's probably living his best life too, because remember, Texas fans called Eddie out this year when he said, "I think they're going to be calling for him to be benched," and they are. Texas people
That's
are.
the fun. Well, no, but you know what's funny about that shit? They're basing it. They're doing the shit again.
Yeah.
Matt, we actually know who the backup is because he had to come in for one play because Arch lost his helmet. The Caldwell kid, who was a transfer from. Where the fuck he transferred from? It was like one of the garbage G5 schools.
I don't know. I knew he lost his helmet.
Yeah, he came in and Caldwell throws like a perfect out route pass for 20 yards. They're like, play him more because they haven't seen that shit all year from him.
Yeah.
All year.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't have scripted this as well as I couldn't have scripted this more perfectly if I wanted Arch to fail. Am I in the fucking Matrix? Am I in a VR simulation that I designed?
Maybe.
Is this some sort of like neurotherapy I'm getting to get me out of a coma?
Because
it feels like I scripted this shit. But here's the real here's the real deal, and I've said this 100 times. I truly thought Arch, what he did on Saturday, was going to be him in all games of note. What I didn't foresee was him being total garbage in the garbage, non-conference games. Like, that was shocking. Yeah. That was like, how are you this bad? How did no one see this?
Because they didn't want to, Sean. They just wanted to say, well, he's just learning. He's been there for 3 years, guys.
But here's the other problem. Steve Sarkisian, this is all on him.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because he went to a podium and told people in the spring that we have the guys, we have all the guys we need when it came to offensive line and the offensive side of the football. They went and got like 19 defensive tackles in the portal, and a bunch of they tried to shore up that defense. But offensive line, they felt they were good. They lost 4 starters, and the one they had that came back was like DJ Campbell, and he was overrated as fuck.
Yeah.
So that was your one guy. And so I am just and here's what I think is also going to happen if the season really goes bad. Because if Sark didn't have 2 semifinal appearances back-to-back banked already, he'd be on the hot seat to get fired. But he's not getting
I agree.
He's not getting fired. But you know who I think might get fired, might fall on the sword? Kyle Flood. That offensive line, because how many times have we come in? How many times have we come in here? How many times have we come in here and like bitched about Beatenbow? This is a much more serious situation. At least with Bill's squad this year, they could pass block. At least they could do that.
Yeah.
So we can bitch about, because every time when it's time to fire Bill, they're not firing Bill. So at least we could pass block this year. So, like, and plus all the stuff I saw in the offseason, Sark doing the interviews, having like the walking around campus date with an ESPN reporter with his hands in his pockets, just talking about how tough it was to the playoff last year and how this is the year and everything, and smiling and doing all the pomp and circus. It's like, so the honeymoon period for Sark is over, because he got a pass for 2021. He got a pass for 2022. And then 23 and 24, it's like, Texas football is quote unquote back. But guess what? As quickly as you rise, you can very quickly fall. And if you don't keep because people were calling them the next Bama, and people need to stop that shit too. What Nick Saban did is unfucking precedented. You can't replicate it. Well, he worked for Nick Saban. He's not Nick Saban. Nick Saban's doing Verbo commercials and insurance commercials. He's acting with Deion Sanders in a CG duck. He's on game day.
Nick Saban?
He was a better guest. He would have been a better guest picker on game day this past Saturday than that other fucking asshole who picked Vanderbilt and got the whole crowd to boo, which is fucking hilarious.
I mean, when you said on the O-line stuff, I had to go search really fast, but I found it. They said the same thing was Kyle Flood. If all that money can't buy some good offensive linemen, Kyle Flood should send Kelvin Banks his paychecks. And the other comment was
that 22 class
they said we did buy the O-line. We invested a ton in the O-line. We took so many O-lines in the first 2 cycles of the Sark era. The problem is that Flood's strategy of taking the biggest guys he could find may have led to missing out on some of the actual better guys who had more potential.
No, that 22 class was what they had. What they had last year. But and Banks was the most legit dude they've had in a while. And they threw a bag at Michael Fasusi. Bag at him. But it wasn't just about a bag for Fasusi. He was a relationship type guy. He actually wanted to be developed by the guy who's putting guys in the league too.
Yeah.
And that's why Fasusi they would kill for Michael Fasusi right now.
Well, to be fair, a lot of teams would kill for Michael Fasusi.
Especially Texas, they would murder people for Michael Fasusi.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, why is it Fasusi on this team? I was like, their interior is still trash. On Saturday, Oklahoma's going to go up against Gooseby and 4 traffic cones. That's what they're going up against.
And they are chomping at the bits. Like I told it to Dad this morning that they are rubbing their hands together. David Stone's like, I'm about to create show some murder on the field. It's going to be fantastic. And that's what they're doing. Like, that's a wild thing, is something we haven't addressed as well. And I forgot who said it, but it was, man, even their defense looked pedestrian yesterday too. And I was at the game, so I had to go see some highlights.
I did a dual watch along for both games because how could you not? But I just watching the opening drive was very telling. It's like Florida, and that what was scary. Florida didn't just march down. They did just march down the field and scored. It wasn't a fluke. It was outside. The first play was a little jacked up, which they didn't turn over. But Florida very casually went down the field and scored. It felt like they were playing a week 1 garbage team. How casually they walked down the field.
That's wild to me.
Go back and watch the opening drive of Florida. It looked like they weren't playing Texas. They were playing East Popcorn State. It looked easy.
How badly do you think Florida wanted that game too?
Oh, they desperately wanted it. Absolutely. Like I try to tell people, it was like Gainesville's not an easy place to play.
Right, and we said that. We said that on your stream.
But the other counter to that was when they have a good team. If they're garbage, you could beat them. Which, to be fair, Florida has been pretty garbage this year.
Yeah,
but it's just.
I mean, they were 0-4.
Dallas Wilson made the difference, dude. Like, he was out for the first month, and they clearly needed him. If they would have had Dallas Wilson for LSU and Miami, I'm not saying they win both those games. They might win one of them. LSU, like, just DJ Lagway.
You're saying
Lagway forced the ball so many times in that LSU game.
Yeah,
he forced it, and that's why he had 5 picks, because he just kept forcing shit. Dude, if you would have had Dallas Wilson, especially the LSU we know what they are now.
Yeah,
LSU ain't that fucking good.
Well, that's why I've said it here. I said it on like one of the game ones with it. I don't think Florida is nearly as bad.
They were hyped up too. Like, there were reasons people hyped them up, but they just.
Yeah, I think Florida they just been facing competition that is just way above them. And we saw the result. We finally saw, like, when they started getting stuff together, they can beat Texas.
But Josh, we saw last year when Lagway was healthy, when that team was on point, they were beating Ole Miss. They were beating teams.
Yeah.
Like, that's why. But the problem is Lagway was hurt all off season, couldn't get shit work. He couldn't get any work in because it was a shoulder. And then you have your 5-star freshman wide receiver who's legit, who misses the first month, which killed any instant impact on your offense. They have a good running back, obviously, which I think that's a thing OU fans need to keep in mind for Saturday, is that Florida's run like, their offensive line's not great, but their running back they have is legit.
Yeah.
And our running game is what it is. I like Torrey Blaylock. He's a nice player. Jaden Ott, if he decides he wants to play football this weekend. So, again, I apologize for dominating everything, guys. I apologize. I had to get all that shit off my chest. So, I'll shut up for a minute. But I anytime the Texas shit comes up, I lose my goddamn mind. So
If it means anything, Sean,
Okay.
at the game yesterday, when the Texas lost, all 5 fans that were there in the fourth quarter, me and 3 other people, we cheered, we laughed because it was the funniest thing. And what you haven't mentioned either is Florida did everything in their power to lose that game still, and they
did.
Oh, Billy Napier, he calling timeout Slate when he did. Like, what the fuck was he doing there? Like, dude, you just gave him an extra 25, 30 seconds.
Yeah. He did everything, and they still lost. Go ahead, Gavin.
I mean, I was gonna say he's known for choking things up in the fourth quarter. So I mean, that's always been his specialty.
Well, Sean, weren't you the one that said that Sark is one of the worst coaches for single score games? Like, he can't win those games, and this is another one to add to that as well.
Billy Napier is now 6-7 one-score games. Like Sark is like 5-12 or some bullshit.
Yeah,
it's like insanely bad.
It's bad.
Like, so whenever anyone talks about, whenever anyone tries to tell me how good a coach Sark is, I tell them to go fuck off. He sucks.
And that's the crazy part is to me, this is, I don't know how to describe it. It's a feeling, but like them losing to Florida, like to me, this is going to be a defining point of this is going to be guiding the rest of Sark's coaching, whether he retains or not.
Here's Sark. I already ripped him for the Ohio State game. He was given a gift at the end of that Washington semifinal game a couple years ago.
Yes, he was.
When they're running back, like Washington was going to run the clock out, but the running back got hurt, and that stopped the clock, and they had to punt on 4th down, and they gave Ewers like well over a minute to drive down the field and win the game. Guess what happened?
They won the game.
No. Washington won the game is what happened.
Yeah.
Texas choked. They were given a golden parachute to go to the championship game against Michigan.
And what's funnier, they could have beat Michigan, in my opinion.
No, Michigan would have had all their plays, but still, they would have gone to the championship game.
Still.
Yeah, but you know what, Josh? In all the talk about Texas, we have missed the most important game that happened on Saturday.
For what game is that, Swiggy? What game?
Much about Penn State, but I know.
It's not. No, it's not Penn State. Penn State's funny, but we need to remember there's one conference that's the most exciting because anything can happen. And you know what? It did. Right. Iowa State could not walk into Cincinnati and win.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's because they were. You know why? You know why, right. Swiggy? Why they couldn't?
Why couldn't they?
Because they striped the stadium.
Oh, they striped the stadium.
They were intimidated.
Yeah.
They were intimidated by the stripes.
Yeah.
They don't know about striping the stadium in the Midwest. It goes right on to the East Coast. It's like the Mr. Krabs meme. What's going on? Yeah. I was absolutely. I have a personal vendetta against Iowa State people, so mine is seeing them lose. I'm just like laughing of the comments I saw last week of why didn't we get ranked higher? This is why you didn't get ranked higher. You haven't played anybody, and then that's what happened with Cincinnati. That's why you weren't ranked higher, because people didn't believe. Because your best win was an Arizona State or Arizona team whose best win was Kansas State, who's not doing that hot. That's why. Yes, you are right, Swiggy, but I know also, too, the other game occurred, the Penn State one. I know some people don't care about it, but it was absolutely funny because it rolls that narrative of, okay, James Franklin is basically Joe Pelini or Bo Pelini.
Penn State. This is a weird quirk that's happened with UCLA this year. They're 1-4. They beat a top 10 team, and even though Penn State shouldn't be ranked, I think Penn State's not even ranked anymore. But they were a top 10 team, and
they're not ranked.
Not anymore. Yeah, not anymore. And they've had zero lead change. They've had zero lead changes in any of their games so far this year.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say the drop. Sean, you said it today with were you shocked like that Texas dropped that out of the AP? Do you think they were trying to keep their rank, but just
I'm amazed that they were still in the top 10 after Ohio State or after, San Jose State or UTEP. I'm like, this was like a long time coming. So what the fuck were they doing there still all this time? Like that wasn't the number 9 team in the country that Florida beat, all due respect.
Well, just like I said, Illinois wasn't a top 10 team. They were just hanging out there for some reason.
Well, you're putting somebody in that poll, so it is what it is. But I they are the quickest preseason number 1 to fall flat on their face within like 4 to 5 weeks. It is the quickest descent of a preseason number 1 ever in the AP poll.
Everything's bigger in Texas, Sean, including disappointments. Yeah, and what's funny is we discussed this a while back, and it's Texas week, so we can even more. They still have us. They could go 3-3. Mississippi State could. I'm not going to go full on. I think Texas still could win. Mississippi State, to me, has a punter's chance. I think Vanderbilt definitely has a punter's chance. Georgia going to wipe the floor with them.
If you're Vanderbilt, you can't throw red zone picks like that. If you're
right.
Yeah.
That's what killed them. Look, for Vanderbilt to basically be a competitive SEC football team, we live in a different world now. Like I don't know who the bottom feeder is anymore because Mississippi State is competitive.
Oh, it's Arkansas. Let's be honest. Right now, it's Arkansas.
Arkansas.
But Arkansas still has a quarterback that I fear. You know what I mean? That I respect at least.
I do, but if we had
Taylon Green's a good quarterback.
I take it back. It's Kentucky. And then that's it's Kentucky. Everyone, I find it funny. Other people in the chat too were going, "It's Kentucky." Yeah, I would say Kentucky and Arkansas. Arkansas solely because of quarterback, but it's the same thing in the Big 12 right now. Oklahoma State's the doormat right now. Like, have fun, guys. But I'm looking at it, and preseason, I would have said Arkansas would have beaten them. Now I would say, like, yeah, that's the team I think Texas can still beat is Arkansas. But man, even then, I still could see them losing several of these games in a row. Georgia's going to have fun with them. Texas A&M's going to have fun with them.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to go Nash Talks Texas and say, well, I'm not saying they could go 3-9.
Sure,
but for fuck's sake, like, just
I think
such fanboy bullshit that I hadn't seen that till today, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You fucking fanboy.
What? How bad? You saw some of the stuff from this week. How bad was from yesterday? Because I was out with friends who were out of town came in from out of town to attend the Kent State game because it was cheap enough for them. Right. How bad was the full meltdowns from, in addition to like the Nashes of the world, the catches, like?
The Orange Bloods postgame was 2 hours, and I listened to every second of it. It was great. I love watching those. I love watching those arrogant fucks suffer. It's great.
How bad, like, full meltdown? Like, I know our buddy.
I don't know about meltdown. There wasn't yelling and screaming. It was more of a meltdown from Steven, more so. I didn't even think it was that big of a meltdown. It was more of a realization. Oh my god, we really do suck. But it was the set, like, Orange Bloods people were more sad and depressed, and that just like does things to me in ways I shouldn't say publicly. But it was 2 hours of like, well, because the one thing Ketch is good at is like saying the truth out loud when it slaps him in the face. When Ketch knows he can't spew propaganda anymore because it's over. Yeah. Like, he knows it's over. When Jeff Ketchum knows it's over, he's not going to feed you bull. When it's time to pack it in.
Did he pack it in yesterday?
Oh, fuck. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
I just want to make sure, like, he didn't try to pull some bullshit like,
no. They basically said, like, OU wins. It's like, when OU likely wins. It's like, they say, well, look what Florida did to our O line. What do you think of that OU front's going to do to our O line? It's like it's over. So
yeah,
it's they know what's coming, and the problem for OU is like, can they, for offensively, can they put something together that's like decent? Like, and the sad thing is, it's like if we would have had this offense last year, we're not going to go undefeated or anything, but like
it's a playoff team.
No, I wouldn't even say that. Like we're an 8 or 9 win football team last year if we have this offense. I don't think it's a playoff team. I don't know if it's like, because the defense, I heard someone say out loud that the defense was better last year. I don't know what the fuck they're smoking. All due respect. It's like, it was good. It was top 25 good. Like there's a guy, like, believe it or not, there is a difference between a top 25 defense and the number 1 defense in the country, which is what Oklahoma is right now statistically.
Correct.
Now, are they going to remain number 1? We'll see. But OU is a top 5, top 10 defense. I'll say, let's just say top 5, because the front is real. We're past beyond the point of saying, well, it's smoke and mirrors. No, their front 7 is real, especially the D line.
Yeah.
And the secondary, the one thing, like, if there's one thing I'll say about Brent Venables, his secondary, because this has followed him his entire career, is that at some point we're going to go up against a quarterback who's not shit, and that quarterback's going to have some moments where they pick apart, because like there were moments. Yes, there were moments yesterday. There have been moments in a lot of games this year, but there are moments for Jackson Arnold. There were moments for the Kent State QB where they overthrew. There were, because they're selling out, or guys are out of position, or they're being very aggressive, and then like, if you're a little more accurate, that guy walks in for a score. So it's just Brent is really good at calling his D. He's going to pick his spots. He knows when he's going to leave guys on islands, because I think Ole Miss is going to be one of those games. Who else we got? I was like, Missouri might be one of those games. I'm not going to say South Carolina, because I just don't know about their O line right now. I don't think their O line is very good either. But it's still a road game, and Sellers has his legs, and he can put a team on his back if need be. But
well, it's from the season and stuff too. Something to mention as well. It's like Sean, you said it. Swiggy, you said it too. It's like, well, guys, I mean, regardless of where Texas even is at this point, they gotta still take this game seriously Saturday. Because I was talking with Dad, like I said earlier today, and he was like, "Well, Texas has beaten us before." I'm like, "You shut your whore mouth." Like,
no, it's like
we've seen this before, but I get it.
No, but the one thing I'll say to everybody, I'm going to say it this week. I've seen the movie before where OU is clearly the better team and Texas sucks. And I saw it in 13 and saw it in 15. And 2015, we had no run. We didn't really run the ball. Like year 1, Riley did not run the ball enough. And that was the problem. Like he relied on Baker way too much. That was the problem in 15. It's like, you have Samaje Perine and Joe Mixon. Use them. Use Mixon and Perine. Because they didn't in that game, unfortunately. 13 was just a weird year for everybody. Like, it's easy to look at that team. They beat Bama, or like the last AJ McCarron Bama team. It's like, yeah, but like we like against a drop back statue of a quarterback that was AJ McCarron, we could feast. But anybody who was running spread offenses with a quarterback who could run, like Baylor or Texas,
that's the running joke I've had from years was like, oh yeah, we finally played to what Mike Stoops actually has a strength for. It just happened to be Bama.
back when Heupel was like, the bane of our existence offensively, like, it was just, ugh.
It was a weird time.
Mike is still in the doghouse, like, for most of the fan base, but Josh is at least a successful head coach at Tennessee for the moment, anyways. But I don't know. It's like, I'm taking every game a week at a time at this point. I don't get mad or upset like I talked about Klatt last week, right? Like, I got pissy about Klatt.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't, because we haven't had a live stream for it.
No. I mean, like, I talked about Klatt, about his thing he did last week, like before, not like me last week specifically. I'm talking about what Klatt did last week. Klatt had his little playoff predictor, and he still had Texas in his top 4. And it's like,
yeah,
And I'm not like, if you don't want to have OU in your projected playoff, that's fine. What the fuck is Texas doing there? Like, why? If you don't want OU in there, fine. But why is Texas there? What have they done? Well, I picked them, and I think they'll get right, and they'll play Ole Miss for the. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, what has made what have you seen to make you? Well, that defense. Well, that's out the window now.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing Joel Klatt like explain himself. It's like, he like, oh, I don't get to glaze Sark anymore. Oh no! Because Joel Klatt and Cowherd on a weekly basis would glaze Sark. They would or whoever the Texas head coach was, Sark.
Harbaugh.
When Harbaugh was at Michigan, they're going to talk about Belichick at North Carolina. They'll talk about Dion.
Yeah.
They'll talk about like he has gone full Big Ten propaganda at this point. Also, like they give Texas a pass because they get clicks.
Yeah.
But Joel Klatt, like he was like making like, oh, there's another conference that gets the benefit of the doubt. Ha ha ha! I was like, oh my god, he has become the Big Ten propagandist. It's kind of adorable. It is kind of adorable.
It's kind of sad too, but that's
Feinbaum's an SEC propagandist, and I hate his fucking guts too. But it's just like, jeez, because like all the SEC homers are just as douchey. Because like I know we're 2 years into this thing now, and I'm just like I'm trying to like, okay, who here is like legit, and who here is just kind of a douche? Who's like just who what's the scam here?
Yeah.
Like, Mike and Shane, their whole deal, like every week their whole deal is just to pick on it's just to kick whoever's down. That's just what they do.
It's their shtick.
Whoever's down, they're going to kick. It's like, fuck them. I don't need to watch that shit. It's like, ha, 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 ha. It's like, and then you got like, at least SEC Shorts is entertaining. I can say that. And then there's what's his face who does the SEC roll call. At least those are funny.
Oh, Mike's a good one for
I need
Mike.
Did he post his today, or are we still waiting? I think we're still waiting.
We're waiting. Yeah, he doesn't post till Mondays.
That's right. And Shorts will be out tomorrow too.
Correct. And what's funny is and it's just an opinion, and I get it if it is. Shorts is funny, but I have found Mike's, outside of some very, very few videos, I find his more humorous because it's almost like, yep, that's their fan base.
I mentioned this before, like a while back, but we're starting to get a personality now that we're winning again.
Yeah, we are.
Because he couldn't figure out what to do with OU.
Which is funny because it's funny because he has said that of, guys, I didn't know, like, that's why he gave us the bucket hat. He doesn't really know OU until we won against Michigan, and then he brought the not a gun shotgun.
Yeah, because Texas is easy. You just you'd be an arrogant Texan. That's easy. So, but no, the roll call a couple weeks ago was hilarious. It's like, but you can't score points on sacks. You can on one of them.
Yeah,
we did on one of them. Like, that was great.
Oh, I howled at that. I'm like, that was a wonderful line. Just like I laughed at the SEC Shorts when we beat Michigan. They beat Michigan. What? Like it's hard.
The SEC Shorts can hit and miss. I said, shocked.
And I said, Darth is right. I'm sorry. It's Matt. It's not Mike. It's Matt.
Yeah, but like, I was shocked that SEC Shorts last week didn't even touch the whole Auburn bitch fest about the officials. They didn't even touch that.
Oh, they did. It was they did it on the bringing the coaches and the teams out to pasture. It was a 5 minute, like a 5 second.
It was a very brief joke.
Yeah.
I thought I was like, maybe it's just me being tunnel vision, but it's like you could have done a whole segment with that.
Oh, I agree.
That was a whole segment worth of jokes you could have made.
And what's funny is Matt absolutely leaned into it, and it was great. Oh, I agree. That's why I'm like, man, I like roll call. To me, roll call is he just gets it. They're funny. I look forward to them. Like they are the college football.
Yeah, I used to like not get them at first, but he's gotten a lot better over the last year or two.
Absolutely. I you know what Matt's favorite, my favorite personification is, and I think it's even better than SEC Shorts. I love the Vanderbilt fan.
Oh, where he's the sea captain and he's like,
yes. Oh man,
I hate Missouri, but the whole freezing the opposing mascot in carbonite is kind of funny. I'll give him that.
I laughed. Yeah, I like that SEC Shorts and Matt at the same time also had the Alabama's your daddy in their some way. They both had it like spraying Georgia with the water bottle. That was good. I thought those were very funny.
Oh man, it'll be interesting tomorrow. See what he does. It'll just be.
Oh, it will be. I mean, Matt. I just want to see Matt, like, if it's the one a week from now and we win, him wearing a golden hat. That'd be fantastic.
Well, you can buy those. You can buy like the silly little plastic replicas at the fair, I think.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, someone makes like it's not the same, but it's like I've seen people wear like the little rubber band, type of deal.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. I'm the type of fanboy. If I could get like a replica like golden cowboy hat, just like I would totally have one. I would totally do that. I'm that dude.
I mean, I just go buy a cowboy hat, spray it gold. That's all you gotta do.
It's got to be you got to bronze it first and then spray it gold.
It was
originally the bronze hat. So
that's true. That's true. You are very much right. I am incorrect. There. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And I used to know this and I can't. What was it? It was because they polished it, wasn't it? And that's why they spray painted it gold, because it started to look bad. That's why they changed it to the golden hat.
Yeah.
I think that sounds about right.
There's some history with why they changed it, but yeah, you're right. It was a bronze hat. We have about 14 minutes left, but Sean, going into quick preview to Texas this weekend, what is the one thing you want to see going into Red River? Like, I guess
want
like
to see the defense destroy them is what I want to see.
Well, yes, I think we all want the defense to destroy them, but what is the one thing of like we have to focus on this week? I guess I guess I don't even know my question for it. Of previewing Texas, I guess would be the way to ask my question.
Mateer healthy, defense take things seriously, because look, Texas. They look bad against Florida, but it's a rivalry game. They're always going to give us their best. They're always going to give us their best shot, and we can make fun of Arch, we make fun of all that, but we can't just assume anything. So
right, and I would never say go. I've lived too many times to know like we can't just be like, oh, we're gonna go in there and roll. We're not. Like let's be honest. Like that's just not how it works. I will say I do, for me personally, I do just hope that we not in addition just take Texas seriously. I do want us to try to get odd stuff. Let's just try to get there. Gavin, what about you, buddy?
I think for me, more than anything, you kind of mentioned this very, very briefly and everything. We'd like to see how the secondary can handle just being on some of those islands, if anything, because there have been times, to where we've have, some busts and everything too, and I just don't want it to come back to bite us in the butt.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think there's a lot more we'll be able to preview and everything. I think OU is. I think the Kent State game is great. It was, it was what it was. But now we're focused on Texas. We've had 2 weeks to prepare, and I think we're getting ready to hopefully reclaim our stolen property this Saturday. So, but we will preview that more on Wednesday for our pregame prediction video. So, Sean, Swiggy, Gavin, any final thoughts from past weekends? Anything we haven't discussed? Because I think we've covered everything.
It's going to be the longest week of the year for me because I'm very narrow focused on Saturday at 3:30 Eastern. So it's like I'm the type of dude who this is a week where I listen to the Rocky IV training montage on repeat.
Yeah.
I'm that like that's why I tweeted about it today. It's like I'm addicted to this.
Well,
And
yeah.
I just want those Bevo burgers is all I want more than anything.
Yep. We gotta if we win, we get the traditional steak because that's the rules. I don't make them.
Naylor,
make 'em.
Naylor, you gotta come up with that, man.
What?
Baseball.
Oh,
Baseball.
baseball.
First baseman for the Mariners just couldn't handle a ball, and a 2-0 game. You gotta come up with that.
Gotcha.
I mean,
So,
you should just ask the big dumper to basically field that.
I mean, you know what, Big Dumper had himself a decent game yesterday, but right now it's Jorge Polanco who's winning it for the Mariners.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the Blue Jays scored again. Good God!
Oh,
who had Sean
gosh.
saying
I don't.
baseball?
I just saw the score when I was checking NFL scores. I'm like, holy shit! The Yankees are so much for a return to the World Series this year.
It's not good. Well, no, the Yankees
Congrats
are.
to the
Congrats
Dodgers.
are not that good.
Congrats to the Dodgers. They'll probably beat the Tigers or something in 5.
Maybe well, I mean, actually, Dodgers may fix their bullpen problem with Sasaki, but we'll see. Anyway, that's off topic.
Sure.
Yeah, we just got. Yep. No, I agree with you. I agree with Sean. It's gonna be a long week, but let's just get into Texas.
Is John Mateer gonna play? Fuck me. It's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday.
We'll just see the media availability and when that injury report comes out this week.
Oh,
fellas.
fuck my life. Like, people are gonna the normies are gonna overreact to that shit like they always do. What do you mean he's doubtful?
I mean, everybody.
Oh God.
I mean, everybody's going to be reacting to it this week. Sean, you know better than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's Sean's favorite part of the year is overreaction time. Guys, let's wrap it up here. I want to thank everybody for joining in tonight and taking time out of y'all's busy schedule, watching obviously Hocus Pocus on Freeform to join us on Postgame Talk. Be sure, everybody, to comment, rate, subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so you know when we go live and or I upload a video. Our next video, again, our next live stream will be Wednesday, same time, same place. And he has requested to come on and join and just reminisce. OU Flag Guy Senior, my dad, will be coming in to talk about OU Texas games from the past, tell stories from the games and stuff. Fanatic may also join in, so be sure, if we can get them on and everything, to tune in. They'd love to see y'all tune in, ask questions, and reminisce as well. Bring your OU Texas stories, gentlemen. I want to hear them. So again, Boomer Sooner, guys, there's only one, and I'll see everybody on Wednesday here in a couple days. Texas sucks, and we'll see everybody later.